NIA team is going to be visiting the spot in Dangri village. They're likely to visit the spot today or tomorrow is what sources are telling us. My colleague Rakesh Singh is with us on the broadcast tomorrow in the story. Rakesh, sources are telling us that an NIA team is likely to visit the spot in Rajouri where these killings have taken place. What more updates, what more details are you gathering?
देखिए, ITV नेटवर्क पहला चैनल है जो कि ग्राउंड जीरो पर से रिपोर्ट कर रहा है घटना घटने के बाद। रही बात की जिस तरह से राजौरी टारगेट किलिंग मामले में सबसे बड़ी खबर दिल्ली से आ रही है कि अब NIA टीम जो है स्पॉट पर जाएगी और पूरे मामले की तफ्तीश करेगी, क्योंकि NIA की टीम जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के सहयोग और अपने स्तर पर साक्ष्य जुटाएगी। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है कि जिस तरह से नए साल के अवसर पर लगातार इस तरह की खुफिया एजेंसियों को पहले से इनपुट मिल रहे थे कि आतंकी जो है बड़े वारदात करने के फिराक में है, लेकिन आतंकी किस तरह से फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हैं इसका साफ दिखाता है कि गांव में घुसते हैं और वहां पर वो टारगेट किलिंग करते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल।
उसके कुछ ही दिन पहले जिस तरह से सुरक्षा बलों ने 4 आतंकियों को मार गिराया था और इन आतंकियों के मंसूबे काफी खतरनाक थे और सीधे तौर पर जो पाक हैंडलर बैठा हुआ पाक हैंडलर लगातार उन्हें दिशा निर्देश दिया था बड़े हमले करने के लिए, लेकिन उसमें असफल रहने और साथ ही साथ जिस तरह से आतंकियों का एक एक करके सफाया किया जा रहा है ऑपरेशन ऑल आउट के तहत, ऐसे में सीमा पार बैठे हुए आका बौखलाए हुए हैं।
जी बिल्कुल। और इसी सब के चलते राकेश, हमको जो खबर आ रही है पिछली रात से और आज सुबह से, सही कहा आपने, कल रात को एटलीस्ट 4 सिविलियंस ऐसे थे हु लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स, कम टू इंजरीज। आज सुबह भी कम से कम 5 सिविलियंस है जो कि इंजर हो चुके हैं इस ब्लास्ट में जो कि हुआ है रजौरी में। थैंक यू सो मच राकेश फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन द ब्रॉडकास्ट। राकेश देयर ऑफ कोर्स गेटिंग अस ऑल ऑफ द लेटेस्ट डिटेल्स as far as the NIA team visiting Dangri village in Rajouri is concerned. Let me also rope in Mr. L.N. Rao, who's joining us on the broadcast. He's of course a security expert and he's going to help us make better sense of what is happening on the ground. Thank you so much, Mr. Rao, for speaking with us. If you can hear me, Mr. Rao. All right, there seems to be a connection issue there with Mr. L.N. Rao. He's of course a security expert. Major Shah also with us on the broadcast in the meantime. Major Shah, if you can hear me, sir, you know, I once again had to cut you off, but what is it that you're making, sir, of the developments that are taking place in Dangri village? Early this morning, sir, one more blast, 5 injured, 2 of which are minors.
Pardi, this is extremely disturbing, distressing, as I said earlier. And yes, most certainly what I make out of it is there could be more. And firstly, okay, before I go ahead, I would really like to commend your reporter, your entire team, Ajay Jandia and his team, who has been totally unmindful of their own personal safety, and who have gone beyond the call of duty and who have brought forward the actual ground report from ground in that zone. And we can see the army personnel over there telling the reporters, please move behind this thing. But yet our reporters are, they are following the safety protocols, yes. But yes, it isn't easy. It is a very, very difficult job. And I commend your channel. I commend your reporters for that. And what I make out of it is, you know, we got to be really careful, because if other ideas were found now, there could be a very high possibility that the terrorists would have put some more IDs elsewhere, and you just never know when and how they explode. And the worst part about these IDs is some of them may not just kill you only, no. Some of them will just blow off a limb of yours, and then you are crippled, you are handicapped for life, and that is very, very dangerous, Paridi. So yes, it is a very dangerous. This selective killing is something which is totally condemnable, reprehensible, and the entire community over there, the locals over there, irrespective of which caste, creed, religion they are from, they might be Muslims, they might be Dogras, they might be Kashmiri Pandit, whoever, they have to come together, they have to unite together, they have to fight this menace together, because yes, security forces are very much there to protect them, no doubt. But then ultimately, if you see any suspicious movement going on over there, anyone from outside, especially Pakistan is playing a big mischief over here, because they are using it as a weapon. That's the only stupid weapon of cowardice, I would say, because they are the actual true enemies of Islam. they are the ones who are actually giving a bad name. It is especially these Pakistan and these countries who promote terror. They have to be really they have to be checked. The life of a soldier in this area where you see Rajouri, that entire area, there is Pir Bhadeshwar, one temple over there on the border where we used to often go there. That's right. There's a CBS Arol where you get pre-induction training in that area. It's very, very close to the border. And the fencing, it's a very difficult terrain. It's very extremely cold and above mean sea level, that many height. But over there, the security forces are alert. They do the regular patrols that there should not be any infiltration that should take place from that side. But again, it's very specific. We should operate on hard intelligence, on getting hard inputs. We should work in strengthening our intelligence network over there, because these people over there, they will give a conclusion to such kind of nefarious activities only when they get certain input from that side. Okay, this is a Hindu house, this is a Muslim house, here it's to be targeted. So this is something which
very important, sir. Yes, absolutely, Major Shah. Obviously some sort of information is being leaked to these people. The fact that there are terror outfits that are creating hit lists, not just one hit list, there are multiple hit lists that have been created, and now we see that terrorists enter the village. In fact, Major Shah, my colleague Ajay, who's been reporting since the morning, he spoke to the people, and what he's understood is that the terrorists ask for an identity card before they actually began firing indiscriminately. So obviously this has been thought out. Obviously the terrorists knew where Deepak Kumar was staying, they knew where Pritam Lal was staying, they knew where these people were staying. And Mr. Rao, if I can also rope you in, sir. Sir, what do you make of this? How big of a security breach is this in your opinion from where you see it?
Yes, ma'am, because the terrorists, whenever they strike at any place, they first recce the area, they find out where are the security forces, and then if they intend to attack the security forces, then definitely they sometimes get success in that their mission. But in so many incidents, we have seen that security forces have their own intelligence network. And if they found out prior to their operation, or prior to the operation of the terrorists, they definitely strike out against them and they eliminate them also. It's a battle between the terrorists and the intelligence agencies and the security forces. Sometimes somebody wins and sometimes the side wins. So in this case, it seems that the terrorists were recceed the area, and then they were successful in this blast. And more intelligently than they might have reached to this rural side, and then the villages, they are sneaked into the rural area to shelter themselves. And there may be, I have seen in my previous postings in Jammu and Kashmir, when I used to do operations, they have their sympathizers in that areas, and then they particularly when after committing these type of terrorist activities, they take shelter of these their sympathizers.
Mr. Rao, but what has happened in Rajouri is rather shocking, because in Rajouri there are more or less no sympathizers as such. For the other side, these are people that very much believe in the police, very much believe in the administration, in the army. So it's rather shocking, sir, that it has happened in Rajouri.
It definitely should not have happened in Rajouri, because these areas are not known that they are not there are not so much of sympathizers in that area. But still, they try to they improvise their devices, and they improvise their activities and improvise their actions. Because the terrorists don't have anything to do. They only are planning and thinking about how they can operate in such type of areas where the security forces can be demoralized. And this is one of their act in this case, because in that area where they don't have so much of sympathizers, even then they could succeed in that area. That is most important for this, really matter of concern for the security forces.
And Mr. Rao, the fact that not only have these terrorists managed to come into the village and indiscriminately fire and kill 4 civilians one night, but the next morning there are at least 2 IEDs that were planted. One which was set off, one that went off, the other, of course, then the area was sanitized, and then the other one was found, and that's being diffused as we speak. So, sir, don't you think that the first thing that should have been done is sweeping the village, sweeping all of Dangri village to ascertain if there is any further threat to the people?
It generally happens because the terrorists simultaneously do all these such things because I have seen in past that once they shoot out any incident in some particular area, they also play the IEDs at some hospitals or some other vulnerable places where they think that the people will gather there, and then those IEDs are blasted. Then there is a huge casualty in that. This is a part of their planning. Once
Yes.
they do it firing and another places, they lay down these IEDs. And that is lucky that one ID could not be blasted, otherwise there could have been any more damages.
Further casualties. Yes, sir.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.